He runs blind. Jey Uso left broken after CM Punk's dominant Saturday Night main event. So let me get this straight. Jey Uso, the man who claims he's ready to fly solo, the brother who walked away from Roman Reigns' bloodline to finally stand on his own 2 feet, just got demolished by CM Punk at Saturday Night's main event, and now everyone wants to act surprised? Are you kidding me right now? This is exactly what I've been warning about for months. Jey Uso has been running around WWE like a chicken with its head cut off, screaming YEET every 5 seconds, riding the wave of crowd reactions, but when it came time to actually prove he belongs in the main event scene as a singles competitor against one of the most cerebral, calculated, and downright ruthless wrestlers in modern history, what happened? He got absolutely exposed. And before the Jey Uso fan club comes after me in the comments, let me ask you this: when was the last time Jey won a meaningful singles match against a top-tier opponent without interference, without his family, without someone saving his skin? I'll wait. Drop your answer in the comments below because I genuinely want to know if you can name just one legitimate victory that proves Jey deserves to be mentioned in the same breath as CM Punk. Saturday night's main event was supposed to be Jey's moment. This was supposed to be the night where he silenced all the doubters, where he proved that he's more than just Roman's brother or Jimmy's twin or the hypeman who gets the crowd going. This was his opportunity to show Triple H, show the WWE Universe, show the world that main event Jey Uso is real. Instead, what did we witness? A masterclass in psychological warfare and in-ring domination by CM Punk that left Jey looking like he stumbled into a fight he had absolutely no business being in. From the opening bell, you could see it. CM Punk wasn't just there to win, he was there to send a message. And that message was crystal clear: you're not ready, kid. You've never been ready, and you're running blind into a world you don't understand. Let's break down exactly what happened at Saturday night's main event because the implications of this match are massive for both men moving forward, and honestly, for the entire WWE landscape heading into WrestleMania season. The match started with Jey doing what he does best, feeding off that crowd energy. The arena was electric, chanting YEET before the bell even rang. And credit where it's due, Jey Uso knows how to work a crowd. He's got that charisma, that connection with the fans that very few wrestlers possess. But here's the problem, and this is where I've been critical of Jey's singles run from day one: charisma doesn't win you matches against guys like CM Punk. Crowd reactions don't protect you from a go-to-sleep. CM Punk, the man who's been fighting through injuries, political backstage drama, and everything else for the past year, looked hungry. He looked like a man possessed. And more importantly, he looked like he was 3 steps ahead of Jey the entire match. Every time Jey built momentum, Punk cut him off. Every time Jey tried one of his signature spots, Punk had an answer. This wasn't just a wrestling match, this was a veteran giving a lesson to someone who's still learning what it means to be a single star. Now let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this before you answer in the comments. Did Jey Uso actually have a strategy going into this match, or was he just planning to hit his moves, get the crowd behind him, and hope that would be enough? Because from what I saw, there was no game plan, there was no adaptation. There was just Jey doing Jey things, and against someone like CM Punk, that's professional suicide. CM Punk methodically broke down Jey Uso piece by piece. He targeted Jey's leg smart wrestling, cutting off Jey's speed and his ability to hit the USO splash. He got in Jey's head with trash talk, constantly reminding him that he's nothing without his family. And here's the part that's going to sting for Jey Uso fans: Punk was right. When the pressure was on, when Jey needed to dig deep and find that extra gear that separates main eventers from mid-carders, it wasn't there. The finishing sequence was brutal. Jey went for the USO splash, his father's move, his uncle's move, the move that's been in his family for generations, and Punk moved. Just moved. It wasn't even a dramatic counter. Punk just rolled out of the way like he knew it was coming from a mile away. Because of course he knew. CM Punk has been studying tape since before Jey was in high school. And then, almost effortlessly, Punk hit the go-to-sleep, and it was over. 1, 2, 3. Clean as a whistle. No interference. No controversy. Just a definitive statement that CM Punk is operating on a level that Jey Uso simply cannot reach right now. But here's where this story gets really interesting and honestly, really frustrating. Because after the match, instead of showing humility, instead of acknowledging that he got outclassed and needs to go back to the drawing board, what did Jey do? He grabbed a microphone and started talking about respect, about how he's going to keep fighting, about how this is just the beginning of his journey. And I'm sitting here screaming at my screen, bro, you're missing the point. This isn't about heart. This isn't about fighting spirit. This isn't about how much the crowd loves you. This is about skill. This is about ring IQ. This is about evolution. And until Jey Uso understands that, he's going to keep running into these brick walls. Question for you guys watching: do you think Jey Uso has what it takes to become a legitimate main event single star in WWE? Or is he always going to be more valuable as part of a tag team? And be honest, I want real opinions in the comments, not just emotional reactions from fans. Can Jey really carry a main event program by himself against guys like Punk, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, or Gunther? Now let's talk about what this means for CM Punk's trajectory, because this victory was huge for him. After everything he's been through, the injuries, the drama with the Elite in AEW, the questions about whether he's still got it at this stage of his career, CM Punk just reminded everyone why he's one of the greatest of all time. That performance at Saturday night's main event was clinic-level work. Punk looked sharp. He looked focused. He looked like a man who's ready to make one final run at the top of WWE. And here's what should terrify everyone in that locker room: he's not even at full speed yet. He's still working his way back from injury, still shaking off ring rust, and he just dominated one of WWE's most over babyfaces. What happens when CM Punk is at 100%? What happens when he sets his sights on the World Heavyweight Championship or the undisputed WWE Championship? The answer should be obvious: everyone should be worried. Because motivated CM Punk is arguably the most dangerous version of any wrestler in the industry today. He's got the experience, the psychology, the microphone skills, and most importantly, he's got something to prove. He's not here for nostalgia pops. He's not here to coast on his legacy. He's here to cement himself as the best in the world, one more time, on the biggest stage possible. And that brings me to my next point, which is going to ruffle some feathers. Jey Uso was the wrong opponent for CM Punk at this stage. Don't get me wrong, the match made sense from a crowd reaction standpoint. Both guys are over. Both guys have passionate fan bases. But from a competitive standpoint, from a this should be a 50-50 fight standpoint, it was a mismatch from the beginning. Jey Uso is still figuring out who he is as a singles wrestler. He's still developing that character depth beyond the crowd-pleasing catchphrases. Meanwhile, CM Punk is a complete package who's been main eventing shows for almost 2 decades. That's not a knock on Jey, that's just reality. And WWE putting them in a match together at Saturday night's main event, while entertaining, ultimately did more harm than good for Jey's credibility. Here's a controversial take for the comments section: should WWE have waited longer before putting Jey in these high-profile singles matches? Should they have built him up more, given him more significant wins, before throwing him into the deep end with guys like CM Punk? I think they should have. Let me know if you agree or disagree below. The aftermath of this match raises so many questions about Jey's future. Where does he go from here? Does he spiral into self-doubt? Does he swallow his pride and reconnect with his family, with Jimmy, with Solo, with the new bloodline? Does he chase after CM Punk for a rematch, even though he has no logical reason to believe the outcome would be different? Or, and this is what I'm most afraid of, does Jey just continue doing exactly what he's been doing, coming out, getting crowd reactions, having decent matches, but never actually evolving as a performer? Because that's the pattern we've seen since he left the bloodline. He's been treading water, and Saturday night's main event proved that treading water isn't enough when you're swimming with sharks like CM Punk. Let's also address the elephant in the room, the bloodline. Whether we like it or not, Jey Uso's identity is still tied to that faction. Roman Reigns is no longer the tribal chief in the traditional sense, but the bloodline saga continues with Solo Sikoa trying to lead the family. Jimmy Uso is doing his own thing. The entire dynamic is fractured. And Jey's loss to CM Punk highlights exactly why he needed the bloodline in the first place. They elevated him. They covered for his weaknesses. They made him look stronger than he actually is as an individual competitor. This isn't me being a hater. This is me being realistic. Jey Uso is talented. He's athletic. He's charismatic. But is he ready to be the guy? Is he ready to carry feuds on his own, cut promos without falling back on catchphrases, and consistently deliver in big matches without the bloodline safety net? Saturday night's main event answered that question with a resounding no. CM Punk, on the other hand, is exactly where he needs to be. He's picking up momentum. He's establishing dominance. He's reminding everyone that when he says he's the best in the world, it's not just a gimmick, it's a fact. And if WWE has any sense, they're already planning his path to a championship match at a major premium live event, possibly WrestleMania. Imagine CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Imagine CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship, finally getting that marquee match on the biggest stage. Imagine CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania one more time, with everything on the line. After Saturday night's main event, those scenarios don't just seem possible, they seem inevitable. But back to Jey Uso, because his story is far from over, even if this chapter ended in devastating fashion. The question everyone should be asking is, what does main event Jey Uso actually mean moving forward? Is it just a nickname, a marketing phrase that sounds good on t-shirts and arena announcements? Or is it a legitimate claim that Jey is ready to perform at that level consistently? Based on what we saw against CM Punk, it's feeling more like the former than the latter. And that's heartbreaking because I genuinely want Jey to succeed. I want him to prove that he can stand on his own. I want him to show that the years in the bloodline weren't just him riding coattails, but were him learning and preparing for this exact moment. But wanting something and seeing it happen are two different things. Here's another question for the comments: if you were Triple H, what would you do with Jey Uso after this loss? Would you give him a redemption arc? Would you turn him heel? Would you reunite him with Jimmy? Would you have him join a different faction? I'm curious what you all think WWE should do to salvage Jey's singles run, because right now, it's in serious jeopardy. The reality is that Saturday night's main event exposed the harsh truth about professional wrestling at the highest level. Heart and crowd support can only take you so far. Eventually, you have to deliver when the lights are brightest, when the stakes are highest, when you're standing across the ring from someone who's better than you and willing to prove it in front of millions of people. CM Punk delivered. Jey Uso didn't. And that's the story of the night. CM Punk's post-match promo was savage too. He didn't just win and leave. He grabbed the microphone and cut a promo that basically told Jey, and everyone else in the back, that the standard has been raised. He said, "This is what main event looks like. This is what a real star does. And if you can't keep up, get out of the way." Brutal. Honest. True. And you know what the craziest part is? The crowd was kind of agreeing with him. Sure, they still love Jey. Sure, they still chant YEET. But there was this moment, this brief moment after Punk's promo, where you could feel the shift. You could feel the audience acknowledging that, yeah, CM Punk is absolutely right. Jey isn't on that level yet. And maybe, just maybe, he never will be. That's the cold, hard reality that Jey Uso needs to face. Running blind with passion and energy isn't enough. You need vision. You need direction. You need a plan. And most importantly, you need the ability to execute that plan when everything is on the line. Final question before we wrap this up, and I really want to hear from you on this one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly did this loss hurt Jey Uso's credibility as a main event single star? Drop your number in the comments and explain your reasoning. Saturday night's main event will be remembered as the night CM Punk reasserted his dominance and the night Jey Uso's singles run hit a massive roadblock. Whether Jey can recover, whether he can learn from this, whether he can evolve into the performer he claims to be, that remains to be seen. But one thing is absolutely certain: he cannot keep running blind. He cannot keep relying on crowd reactions alone. He cannot keep pretending that passion is a substitute for skill. CM Punk just taught him that lesson in the most painful way possible. The question now is, will Jey Uso actually learn from it? Or will he continue down the same path, getting more and more exposed every time he steps up in competition, until eventually, the crowd that lifted him up starts to turn on him? Only time will tell. But if Saturday night's main event was any indication, Jey Uso has a lot of work to do. And CM Punk? He's just getting started. That's all I've got for you today, Wrestling Newsletter family. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Did I go too hard on Jey? Am I giving CM Punk too much credit? Do you think this loss will motivate Jey to get better? Or do you think this is the beginning of the end for his singles run? Sound off. And if you made it this far, drop a YEET or a GTS in the comments so I know you watched the whole thing. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button because we break down wrestling news like nobody else. And smash that like button if you want to see more content like this. Until next time, keep it real, keep it wrestling, and I'll see you in the next one.